All right, we are into the sixth community meet, which is Rippler. So welcome Sachin, welcome Sujna for our meet, and I will I will just throw a conversation with a question, right? So the my simple question to both of you is, and I will also participate in that I think we both, you both, and I had that coaching background, right? And we all wanted to thrive in that. We all wanted to create something bigger and impactful in that. So, my simple question to you is what do you think? How can you, as an individual, can create very big and massive impact being a coach onto the people's life? And let's throw it in a very conversation way. I'm fine to have that. So that's my ask to all of you. What do you think? What's your understanding? What is one or two things
Sujana, you want to
we
go first?
Anji?
I'm just asking Sujana if she want to go first. Uh,
No, if something is emerging, Sachin, you can go ahead, please.
okay. So I think, I mean, just to kind of, my belief is, you know, the work which a coach has to do is work on himself, like as a transformation for himself, and that is the only one thing which can help, help others. And now the question comes, what does that self transformation mean? That again is a, ocean to, in itself, I think. And the best answer I can give for that is to come to that zero state, what you shared last time, maybe, Kapil, right? So, and that coming to zero state is again a kind of a journey, I think, in itself, I think. And see, in my experience, there is no one thing which can bring you to zero state. Like, even I would say, not even Ho'oponopono, right? I mean, it can be a combination of many things which you have to bring to come to that state. And it's a like a never-ending journey in a way, right? I mean, I'm saying, because the thing is, the life works like a pendulum, right? And you come to zero state, then again, move in some wrong directions or whatever, right? Like, life takes you somewhere, and then you have to just bring yourself back to a zero state. And uh, and uh, the thing is the ratio, I think, the ratio, right? Like, how much time you are spending in the zero state, right? So, and that, higher the ratio, higher the impact on others, maybe, that's it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's beautiful explanation. It sums it up. However, imagine this conversation people are listening to, and they are just wondering, what the heck? Zero state? Am I zero or what? So, would you like to elaborate a little bit more on that? What's your definition and understanding of zero state? What is your perception? Where
Yeah,
it goes, basically?
yeah. I think that zero state, to me, again, it is like a big topic, and if I have to just uh, go with my flow of thought, one is knowing yourself a lot, right? I mean, knowing yourself. Sometimes, when you say know yourself, like, again, you can have many different definitions, like knowing your values, knowing your strength, but more than that, like, knowing your um, knowing your personality, like recently, I don't know how many of you are familiar, like, I came to know that I am an empath. And when I came to know, like, uh, it was such a big revelation for me, like, my world almost changed, like, i could now uh, I could now relate so many things from the time I was born till now, which I was not able to explain, like, why this is happening in my life, and why I get, uh, like, uh, why I encounter, maybe sometimes toxic people, or become codependent with a lot of people. So, and why I get into traps of, like helping people. Like even today, like some of my friend called me yesterday that he was trying to decide between different jobs offer he has got, and I just tried to help him, and realized after the call that it was a trap. Like he didn't ask for my help. so so uh, uh, so I think one is knowing yourself, right?
Yeah.
Second is healing yourself, like whatever traumas, whether from this life or past lives, like healing yourself. And one of the big thing about healing is to know that you need healing, right? Uh,
Mm.
and uh, and I think other thing I would just add to it is, like, a lot of people talk about being yourself and being authentic. To me, the best definition of authenticness I have found is to be spontaneous and always experimenting. Like, because the minute you say, I'm this or I'm that or I'm like this or that, like, you stop learning. Like, and the experimenting is a big part of. I'm saying coming to zero because
Mm.
though it may sound contradictory, but to me, in my experience, it's very important. Just keep it there, like, otherwise going on.
So what you're saying is, um, knowing more, discovering more of yourself,
Yeah,
connecting more of yourself, and you have touched beautiful points. Basically, I mean, this is your definition. I really love it. And Steve Hardison always talk about it's a mountain without the top.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You just go on, go on, go on, and
Mhm.
on. Yeah. So before we move on further, welcome to this community, Bhavna. Hi. Is it okay if we can see you?
Hi, Bhavna.
Hello, actually, I'm traveling right now, so I won't be able to answer the camera.
Sure, sure. Welcome to this community. And I wanted to say that right now we are having touching a beautiful question. Being a
Yeah,
coach into this journey, how what do you think? How can we create a bigger impact in people's life being a coach? What is it? And Sachin is saying if we can somehow be into more in the state of zero, then I
mm,
think this impact will be huge. And and then he was explaining what is really meant by the state of zero as per his understanding. So that was the conversation so far.
yeah. So, state of zero in the sense here is, can I know?
Yes, we will definitely touch upon more of that. But let me just hold yourself and see what is Sujna saying about this. How can we create a massive impact, bigger impact, being a coach or being a people who would really like to help someone?
Yeah. We can solve major problems of people, personally, emotionally, mentally,
We can
all
solve the
this.
people. Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
we can
yeah.
change their emotions like negative to positive, uh,
Mm,
because emotions is what defines our life, whatever we feel on day-to-day basis. So we
yeah.
can actually change their emotions by changing their so it automatically changes their day-to-day life and their life also.
All right.
Mm,
Yes, we can help the people. We can convert their mindset, converting them into negative to positive. All of that is beautiful. Yes, I do
yes,
agree with that. All right,
yeah.
let me hear from Sujana. Yes, Sujana. What is your understanding about it?
Okay, so first of all, Kapil, when you said the word massive impact, okay,
Yeah,
that's a big word, right? Massive in itself is a big word.
yeah.
So if you really see, for all the coaches, I would say, who are into this field, when we
Mm,
started off, okay, the word massive has something to do with numbers. How many clients we have, how many clients we want to have, how many clients we served, you know. So maybe I believe that when we have served one client for say 1 month or 2 months, we don't say that I had a massive impact. And somewhere I believe we are going wrong there. So even if you have served one client for 3 months, you can still have a massive impact. So now this is something that I'm realizing of late, I would say. So it's really not about the numbers, but it is really about the impact. Because if you had just one client on which you had an impact that really changed his life, that really gave him or her a perspective because of which he or she could lead a life in a way that he has never lived. Okay. For me, that is the definition of massive impact. Okay. And why I say this is, for example, I think I started my coaching journey in 22, right? So from 22 until now, if I really see how many clients I have coached, and if I look into the numbers, okay, and then if I say that the clients whom I have coached in the last maybe 5 or 6 months, okay, so if that was say 15, 20 clients I have already coached before, and over the last 4 or 6 months that I have coached 3 clients, okay, I believe that is massive impact. Fine. That is massive impact. One is, of course, I feel so, but it is more than that. I know that the client feels so. The client has given that testimony, or the client has shared with me. The client has told what, how, and you can see that it is like very much visible in front of your eyes, the difference that they are, living in their life, right? So I would call this as a massive impact, right? Few other things that I believe. One is the most important thing that I have learned in my coaching journey, which I also believe is like kind of non-negotiable. Like if you really want to create a very massive and very authentic influence, I believe one is the intention. So we all talk about this thing, right? Serving the client, and adding value, and not being thoughtful about yourself, your agendas, your judgments. We all know, like as coaches, we all know these coaching principles. But somewhere when we start, we enter into the coaching space with that. But I think in between it gets diluted. Somewhere our own ideas, our judgments come in. It has happened with me at least, right? So what I believe is that being aware, as a coach, being aware that this is what I have to be. My intention is only to add value to that person and be that loving, supportive space to my client, nothing else. So setting that intention at the right and being your intention throughout that coaching journey, which can be 4 months, 6 months, right? And again, that will not come just like that. I believe that again will come outside your coaching assignment or whatever. I believe in your life, in your daily practices, in everything that you are do, getting into that coach's role. I think that is something that is a greatest lesson for me. How are you interacting with people in life other than like when you are not a coach, when you are interacting with people, are you acting like a coach? And when I say acting, it's not just faking like a coach, but actually becoming, showing that as a coach. And this is something I feel most of us. So for example, when we get into a coaching association, when you are with our client, you get into that coach's role, right?
Yeah.
But then outside that, when you're interacting with some person, you are not that. You are again like, so if somebody is gossiping, you are also gossiping.
Yeah.
But there is an opportunity everywhere for you to show up as a coach. That's what I believe. And if we can do that, then in this coaching assignment, that comes very naturally to you. So one of the things is, say for example, giving more than taking. I think that is something that I have learned. It is like a lot of times we meet clients and say for example in the discovery call or whatever, they will share things, right? For example, I really want to get into a coaching association, but this is my problem. I have this limitation, and it's related to finances generally. Fine. So now, sometimes we may say, or I have again, there is a difference of opinion in that. Like many people say that you have to make the client somewhere understand that the client is investing in his or her own growth. So all of that is fine. But even then, I feel there are some clients who are either don't have, or maybe at that point of time, at least they are not willing to invest so much the value that you feel you can give them. So, for example, you have a certain value to give them, and you know that you feel that I deserve to make this much from a session at least. मतलब मेरा एक session का मुझे इतना तो मिलना चाहिए. As opposed, you feel your worth is. But right now, that client either he really doesn't have or whatever, but he is not willing to invest.
Yeah.
So the thing for me to understand is, am I still ready to help him or her? Or am I fighting for the thing that you have and you are not giving me? So I will not coach you. Or can I make him understand? Can I show him the value? And maybe he will understand in future, or if not he, then that will come to me in some way. That is what
Yeah.
I believe in. And I
Yeah.
seriously implemented this in my life in the last 3-4 months. Okay,
Mm.
so there was one, in fact, Kapil knows this, right? I spoke about one client who came to me after 1 year. I had
Yeah.
messaged Mark 1 year ago, and he had come to me. Okay, and he had come to me after some certain things, certain big thing happened in his life, and he was like, I need help and all of that. And then he spoke, and then he was like, I'm ready to start. I want to start from tomorrow only. But if you can please tell me your charges, because that is very, very important to me. So the moment he said, you can tell me your charges and all, the thing is, first he had shared his entire thing with me. So I already had that urge, like, I want to help him. Okay, I want to coach him. Okay, and then he said, please tell me your charges, and then I'll be in a position to actually decide. So
Yeah.
what I did was, I literally made my हाफ बता दिया मैंने उसको जो मेरा है उसका मैंने 50% कर दिया उसको मैंने उसको ये नहीं बोला मैं कर रही हूँ ये वो कुछ नहीं सीधा मैंने दिस इज माय प्रोग्राम एंड दिस इज व्हाट फॉर 12 सेशंस व्हाटएवर माय चार्ज was मैंने उसको 50 करके बताया
Yeah.
एंड जस्ट लाइक या डन ओके
Yeah.
so now
Yeah.
our own mind tells us वो हो गया डिस्कवरी कॉल हो गया नेक्स्ट टाइम से नेक्स्ट डे से वी वर टू स्टार्ट एंड ऑल वीकली 2 सेशंस और 1 सेशन इस तरह से देयर वाज अ प्लान फॉर 1.5-2 months का प्रोग्राम
Yeah.
द नेक्स्ट मोमेंट आई वाज थिंकिंग कि मैंने कुछ गलती की ही इज इन आईटी सीनियर मैनेजर है ही कैन पे मी राइट एंड मैं तो मतलब इमोशनल हो गई और मतलब ये वो देयर वर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट वर गोइंग ऑन बट
Yeah.
there I surrendered in that moment and I felt that no, the experience that I will get from this thing, if I'm going to crack this, then it will be amazing. I just felt that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that was something that I don't know in that moment it was coming. अब वो उसके पीछे बहुत ज्यादा logic नहीं था, but in that moment it was coming. But sincerely, those 12, 13, in fact, he asked me for one more extra session after 12 sessions. So I gave him 13 sessions. So each session of 2 hours, right? But at the end of it, that was so fulfilling. And the transformation that he has got in his whole thing, that is so wonderful.
Mm.
I did not expect he was somebody who was like from the beginning when I used to tell him something like journal karna, reflect karna, kuch bhi likh ke karna. So he used to tell me, Krishna, why do you tell me to write all the time? Writing मेरे लिए बहुत difficult है. मैं ऐसे ही कर लेता हूँ मतलब ऐसे. और फिर then he once asked me, do you think writing is really important? I once just explained him what is the importance of writing. What can writing do to her? And then I said, write only if you feel like. If you don't feel like, don't write. ये करके मैंने छोड़ दिया and then after that I never asked him like I told you to do this, have you written this? He would just share. He would never even tell me that I have written. Okay, I did not expect this. You can go to Bark and you can check his latest feedback. It is a long essay that he has written for me. Okay,
Yeah.
that shows
Yeah.
that how much he has written and I was so surprised and amazed by and then I told him I am very surprised that you can write so much. That is one thing. Other than that, he the next day, today coaching आज खत्म हुआ है मेरा like मेरा last session उसके साथ खत्म हुआ. The next day he calls me again. I have something important to talk. Can I call you? So I said yes. And he said that I have a friend in my office. Okay, some like kind of he's just leaving about to leave, and he has been noticing a lot of changes in me. And he was like asking me, "What are you doing?" and all. So I just suggested your name. He's going to call you in a while. Okay, and then I had a discovery call with that guy and then connected. So why I'm sharing this is now this guy who is coming, I suggested him the same charges, जो मेरे actual charges है, right?
Before you go on further, I want also you to make sure that you are trying to tie up this with an impact. That
Hmm.
would be helpful to all of us who will be watching this and who also is
Yeah,
there.
so that is what I'm saying. So the impact on one client. So here it was not about numbers, it was
Yeah,
not about money also, but
yeah.
the impact that I created on one person, okay,
Mm,
that his experience that brought me another client, okay, and somewhere that realization that I'm getting is that I should not be focusing on two things here. Numbers means number of clients, and also numbers means the money. Kitna aa raha
beautiful.
hai. It will come. Yes, but
Yes.
the most important thing that I believe is one is I said intention. Being in that intention always that I want to mm, be a a safe space for the other person, no matter what, right?
Mm,
And practicing being a coach always, not just while you're in a coaching journey, but always. Yes,
mm.
that's it.
Beautiful. I've just written, so please feel free to type in intention, and it's not about the number of clients.
Hmm.
Yeah. And one client impact may create results somewhere else you don't know. And I have two examples of that. Beautiful two examples. I was coached for 3 months, one particular gentleman, and that guy, I loved coaching him. Initial days of coaching, I loved coaching him. And after 3 months, our coaching engagement got over.
Hmm.
And after a month, he messaged me, Kapil, I'm blessed with twins. Being blessed with twins. And I said, okay. And then he has written me big message. And then he is telling me that how my mindset has influenced and created a massive impact in his wife's mind. And doctor was saying the conception is not possible for you. And it happened. And finally, he invited me a few days back for the rice naming ceremony of those two little babies. And I'm like, wow, this is the impact. And these two little babies have an upgraded father and upgraded mother, totally upgraded. So
Hmm.
one person, so to me, it impact generations. It impact generations. And when he came, he was like frustrated, what to do, whether how do I create this balance? My wife has this expectations and all of those sort of issues. Not a very major challenge in his life, but yeah, it is absolutely um, worth working on them. And he worked on it, and I was so blessed. And he said, and he, you know what did he say? He said, Kapil, I love this state of zero. And we discussed about zero state that time. I don't know how it came. And every time he is out of balance, he bring back himself into the state of zero. And it's in his own way, his own definition. And he said, I don't need anything else, Kapil, from you. I'm done with it. I think my life is sorted. And this itself was so fulfilling and satisfying that impact is happening. And he is now impacting sister, mother with a positive mindset. And now a few days back, he's saying, Kapil, I want to do more of it. How can I do that? And he has no desire to become a coach, but he is focusing on, he's seeing that impact. So, so I do agree with you. The kind of impact it brings in. Yes, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
And to add to what you said, when you witness that level of transformation, okay, that level of energy in your clients, in fact, that makes us even better coaches, right? When you really see how kind of fired up they are with the new perspective that they have got and what really they are doing. For example, this client of mine, he was telling me in the last session, I just told him, like, in the last session we say, like, whenever or anytime you need me, I am there and all. So he said, yeah, I'll be calling you regularly and all. But now what I feel, मेरे को ऐसा मन करता है कि मैं अपने पूरे ऑफिस में जितना मेरे आईटी में मतलब 150 लोग हैं सबको बिठा दूं, ठीक है, एंड एनीबडी हु इज अपसेट, हु इज नॉट हैप्पी, हु इज नॉट स्माइलिंग, who is not living a great life, I feel that I really want to do that. I want to help them see that, why are you like worried about small things, and why are you, wasting your time, why are you doing, the way he was talking, that was amazing. So that's what I'm saying. So when we witness the transformation, we are transformed even more.
And wanted to add something. When we are helping someone, and Bhavna said, right, helping someone, this is also coming from the state of ego, that, oh, I am a giver. This is not this. This is this. Oh, I am giving. Okay? I'm not receiving anything. I'm giving, and that is what is made of, oh, मेरे को नहीं मिल रहा है. Oh, मेरे को इतना मिल रहा है. Oh, मेरे को इतना मिल रहा है. And what if we say, and this was my conversation with my coach last time, because I got trapped too. Oh, you are giving. Okay, let's see. Let's demystify what you're giving. And you're not getting anything out of it? Let's see. And I realized, no. I was totally wrong. In this state, yes, you're giving. And in this state, you are receiving. Right? Both of these are equal. How about if we come to this level where a beautiful exchange of energy is happening, and giving and receiving is happening so seamlessly, so that you are in absolute love with the conversation with this person, and he too. And that's when the real receiving and giving happens. Real love begins, healing begins in the coaching conversation. And so, and that is what I think Saloni talks about it, right? Oh, you are giving or receiving, or how about, where is the humility? Where is the humility here, right? Where I'm neither receiving nor giving. I'm just creating that space. I'm just creating the space and see what emerges from that space. Not even helping someone. Let that help happen whenever it has to happen. And it's a journey. A journey.
What thing, Kapil, when we are receiving, in the sense that when there are certain things that we experience, which is like a kind of realization for us through this client only, I think bringing that up, sharing that also. Like, in fact, I did that, sharing it with the client, that it's not just they are receiving, but you are receiving so much from them. You are learning so much from them. I think that makes that relationship very fruitful.
Yeah. And Divine, make sure you are never get unpaid. Even if you are not getting anything immediately as a money, but you will not get unpaid. And I am the live example of that. I never got unpaid. My first year of coaching journey has been, I had maybe 100, maybe 150 sessions without charging anything. I had clients, and it's not like I did not have, but somehow my mind was, okay, let me see how much depth you can go into. Right? And receiving was happening. I'm still grateful for those people who did not turn up to me. Still grateful. If they would not have said yes to me, I would not be sitting here and doing this call. Maybe my confidence would get shattered and blow away. Right? So they were the building blocks. So you are building yourself. You're building, a portion of you is getting purged, which is required, as Sachin said, to go into the state of zero. So, all right, Sachin, you have anything before we move on and share my views about what is my understanding? How can we create a massive impact?
I think you are on the spot, so looking forward to that.
All right. So I know that's a bigger picture view, that yes, if I can get into the state of balance for understanding of bhavna, I think, let me just demystify. When we were a little child, When we were born, you can say we were in the state of the zero. We won't be even dare to ask anything from anyone. Like, well, डरते नहीं थे हम लोग. We just say hello, hi, and and then over the period of time, biases come, and then you get off from the state of the zero. So how can you be fearless? How can you be free? How can you be at peace? How can you be at absolutely in the state where a lot of love is flowing? A lot of love is flowing. I mean, like little babies who would not get attracted by looking at the babies. They attract. They attract because of the state of zero. Right? So that is the big picture view. Now, how do you really unlearn a lot of things which you have learned by the society, with your parents, with your, a lot of things, and a lot of expectations, a lot of biases. I'm not saying expectations are not important. What I'm saying is, are you in the state of neediness? Oh, I want that. Oh, I'm not getting that. So that's not state of the zero. So what I have figured it out is this word. We all have been trained to live in an outside-in approach. Totally outside-in approach. We feel we have been thoroughly trained that वहां पर कुछ change होगा, वहां कुछ change होगा, update होगा, तो कुछ होगा. If I earn that much, I'll be worthy. If I get this, I will feel good about it. So we all have been driven and thoroughly trained within milestones, with these objectives, goals. That's how we have lived 30, 40 years of life. But now suddenly, if you're talking about state of zero, like a little child, we can follow an inside out approach, which is knowing who you are. People call it as a self-discovery also. Now, coming back to this question, how can we create a massive impact? To me, if we start listening a deeper voice within, and we all have the voice. If you don't have the voice, you would not be sitting here and talking about the coaching, right? You would be doing 9 to 5 all the time, all your life. So, my understanding is, if we somehow start tapping into the innate potential of a deepest voice within, then you will be guided. You will be guided step by step, and you don't need to worry anything what is happening outside of you. Yes, you can still take an outside-in approach whenever it's required, because you are into the journey, right? So that's my understanding. And if you can somehow activate that voice within, then you can create a massive impact on this planet. That's my most direct answer, most actionable step, which I feel I'm beginning to take now. I'm beginning to take already. Yes.
So maybe, you can share more about your own inside out journey, like how was it for you? Because at some point of time you transition into inside out journey, right? And how was that? And what is the key? What do inside out?
We all have that journey. I'm sure you would have already lived. Sujana has already lived. To me, first year of journey was being a very calculative person, being a very analytical minded person. And coaching is all about intuition, more about intuition, I would say. More about creating that space, less about head and more about heart, and which we call heart to heart connection, right? So this was a big journey for me. And it was, I remember around a year back when I started working with my coach, I was having a big charts here on measuring myself, how good I am progressing in my coaching journey, how many connection calls I am having, how many paid calls I'm having, and how many free calls I'm having. And there was a chart maintained by me. And prior to that, when I was doing this LinkedIn posting, I was having the chart for LinkedIn also. I was having big Excel sheets. I was an Excel sheet fan. And one day, somehow something got clicked with my coach, and I started doing it. and it was so pinching to me. It was not easy. I mean, like, to give my control back, it wasn't easy for me. But somehow something got shifted and I did not pick it up. I feel like picking up again, but I said, no, this is not the path. This is not the path I would want to live myself. By looking at the chart, yes, it feels good. It makes you feel satisfying. Yeah, you're going. And I was even calculating my per hour cost. And I used to discuss, you know what? When I started my journey, my per hour cost was this much. Right now, my per hour cost is this much. And every month I can see it increasing. Oh my God, where I would reach after 5 years, I cannot even imagine. And the power of compounding, exponential growth, and all those things I was imagining in my head. And guess what? Suddenly I'm leaving it all of this, leaving it all of this. So first step was leaving that control freak within. A portion of me who was very control freak was dropped off a year back, and that was my one of the major milestone, I would say, if I reflect back my journey. So that was one thing. And then being
No,
into the service.
so
Yes.
before you move to the next point, right? So what caused, or what enabled that shift in you? Because I think that is the most important shift to have. I think, right? Because having control
Remember,
versus not having control, right? Because I'm just asking. I mean, don't assume anything about me, because I'm like still in in that control, before line. So.
first of all, I don't remember what really shifted. It was an experience.
Yeah.
But if I reflect on, I think um, it was hurting, because I remember I used to talk to my coach after 4 or 5 months also. Hey, you know what? I'm not even tracking my numbers. Where I'm going, I have no clue. Am I improving? And he asked me this question: what do you think? Are you getting upgraded in this journey? And then that question leaded me to, yes, definitely I'm getting upgraded. But I cannot see the results now. I'm used to, my mind is trained to see those results so that I feel get satisfied. And that realization itself, that it is my external biases, my external conditioning, my ego, you can say, is speaking a lot. My calculative mind, my innate habit to calculate everything. Oh, is it worthy? Not worthy. And now, if I see my journey, I have absolutely 100% conviction that anything outside of you will not define your actual worth. So when you can see that, not just from the statement, but realization, deeper realization within you, when you can see that, acha, even if you're not earning anything as in money, as number of clients, as this graph, you're still worthy within, deep within. And I think this was another thing has helped me to drop that control freak character in me. But still there. I'm not saying I have completely dropped. I mean, in the coaching, yes, but when I'm not even in front of the client, when I'm just doing some numbers, when I'm discussing with my wife, when I'm living my most authentic life, right? And that time it is, and then I'm like, okay, why I'm so calculative, and that has been a journey. And Sujana knows, I have been into, I have got this beautiful book, Illusion of Money. Early, I think you have also picked up, Sachin.
Yeah.
And so is also part of the journey. So that journey has made me further lot of controlling on anything outside of you. Lot of controlling, even lot of desires, and it was not easy. It was painful. It was painful. It was like, कितनी मेहनत से बनाया था. And I remember my these words, कितनी मेहनत से बनाया है मैंने अपना अपना empire of 2 years. Like it just shattered. It just shattered in front of me. as per my language. And I said, okay. And then we went into the conversation. Let me stop here and see if anything emerging. This is what is coming to my mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, the only thing emerging for me is how is. See, sometimes, like I'm saying, ego is a very tricky thing, right? I mean, we all know, right? I'm saying, how is giving up uh, different than surrender? Uh, because what happens is sometimes you say, okay, this is not working, but I will be in this being state, um, and somewhere you think, okay, I'm not listening to my ego, but you are still serving your ego, with that.
Yeah. It's a layer, yes. Something emerging to me. It just slipped from my mind. I'll pick up to answer this aspect of you, which will
Yeah.
add further. So this is it. I mean, and just to let you know, I wanted to tell you, this is the extraordinary book I have picked up. Writing Down Your Soul.
Oh wow! So I mean, the next read for us, I think.
Yeah, and then the subtitle is even more exciting. How to activate and listen to the extraordinary voice within.
Yeah, I think that's a very good thing to know, because I get confused a lot, because like, is it an emotion? Is it something? I was watching a video yesterday of some coach on YouTube, and he said, um, and he said about man, but I feel it is applicable for all human beings. But he said a man is a man who can control his emotions and take logical decisions in his life, right? And he explained that controlling does not mean suppressing. It's about acknowledging and releasing them in a healthy way, but still taking logical decisions in your life. And I mean, it's a big question for me. What is inner voice versus your emotion crying for something?
I would suggest pick up one book if you really wanted to work on knowing where I am. Is it operating from here or is it operating from
Yeah.
right? Because this distinguish itself, and it was a journey. It was not a day one because it's so mixed up. So where it is coming from? Is it this answer coming from analytical space? Is it coming from what is fed already?
Yeah.
Right? Is it coming from that space of the maybe few MBs of data or few GBs of the data, or not about terabyte or petabyte of data, I'm not even aware. So it is more about that petabyte of data activation and not really relying on this small. So to me, this is a beautiful analogy that, and maybe Sujana, you are aware about this, these thoughts, this analytical thinking, which makes us feel low or excited at times, is like a cloud, especially these black clouds. And when the clouds pass by, what remains is open, bright, sunny day. And that's how you are. So I think every one of you will agree that each one of you will see that, oh, I'm feeling low. There is some thinking going on. Let it get past, and you feel absolutely normal after some time. Without now the question is, how do I let pass this thinking, that black clouds, without dwelling into that, without believing that this is the truth?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just I wanted to share this before I slip up from my mind. Read this beautiful book, Slow Down to the Speed of Life. Slowing down to the speed of life.
Yeah.
And this book has clear distinction about when I can activate from here, how much to use this portion which God has given as a gift in this body, and how much to use this and when to use this. So this book has been suggested as a first book by my coach to see, because it is too much programmed and it is so used to of saying chattering inside even now, and then it will suppress this inner voice, right?
Yeah.
So you somehow need to acknowledge that this is what is happening. Okay, wow, all right. And then I wanted to request you to just hang on there and let me just focus on here. That's my way of doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there
Amazing.
was another book. There was another book you mentioned, right? Like, what is that name? Writing
And
down,
you're by Janet Conner. Wow.
down your soul. Oh wow.
Yeah. And this is a very, very deep, beautiful book. And this is a very practical book, by the way. It's full of stories and full of. I think I just stopped reading this book because I wanted to practice more what she's doing in this. And if I just sum it up, she's saying about journaling.
Yeah.
She has journaled for 3 years non-stop every day, and she has been addicted to journal. And just by journaling and listening to that deepest inner voice, she
Yeah.
has created miracles in her life. Miracles, big miracles, not just small miracles. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. So again, Kapil, like talking about journaling, there is like quite a different perspective, right? Like say for some people, journaling is about writing down uh, what is it that they really want in their life, what they want to manifest, right? For some of us, it could be just writing down whatever you are going through. It could be good feelings, it could be bad feelings, right? Negative emotions, everything. So what like how do you go? For example, how what I do is once in a while I will sit with my plan, my monthly plan or my goals and what I want, and this year I want this and all of that. Once in a while, like I do my gratitude post and all of that, writing down that also. But I believe somewhere journaling बहुत ज़्यादा बहुत ही automatically आता है when you are not feeling good about something and I just want to write it down. I want to like, I'm feeling this or I'm not feeling good about it and what I can do maybe or why this happened. So whatever is coming to me in that moment, just writing down that. So would you call that journaling at the first place? वो मेरा question है.
Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. So one of the way when I mean, if I talk about her journey, uh, she was very suppressed, depressed, going through a separation from the husband, who has trying to kill the family and all, all those court and attorney thing, big fees, very toxic life, nahi jeena abhi kind of thing. And then one day, I think she just surrendered herself and started talking what's coming to her mind, what's coming to her heart, and started crying out full. And like 4, 5, 10, 15, 30, 40, I don't know how many pages which she would have filled over the period of time. And she really felt almost into the state of meditative. And she said, wow, this is magical. I'm like feeling relieved. Well, let me do it tomorrow. Let me do it tomorrow. So once she was very clear with her emotions, ek tarike ka, spitting onto the paper, what's going on in your life, how bad is your life, and when there is someone to listen to you, as if someone is listening to you, like a coach, and then you're just sharing what bothering you, what's not good happening with you, she could come out of that. And then after that she started asking questions, I believe, because okay, I'm good, I'm feeling really great, I'm feeling really connected with myself. What are my plans in my life? What do you expect from me to do in a voice of the divine? How do you want me to live rest of my life? Do you want me to get served? Do you want me to serve? I mean, questions can be from any direction, right? So, pehle to like, the jhadu, the cleansing, and that's how I see everyone who is really struggling, forget the structure and be an open heart, as if कोई मिला नहीं है आपको बोलने के लिए सालों से, and you have lot of suppressed emotions. Just and that is how I think all the psychologists, counselors suggest journal किया करो भाई.
Yeah.
It is therapeutic. But
So I think this journal topic has come multiple times. I will just share one institute which I came across recently. It's called Journal Therapy, and they have this very good certification course on facilitating journaling.
yeah,
Oh.
and she was mentioning every month she's changing the diary, and she has one store filled of journal, one room go down, and she was not okay to destroy them. I mean, her entire life has been occupied by a room in the paper, and she has tried, I think, maybe more than 100 type of journaling already. Different journals, different diaries, leather diary, plain papers, ruled book, you know, come what not, like come what may, like कुछ नहीं छोड़ा उसने.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, I think on journaling, just want to add, my view. That journaling is about reflecting on your thoughts or your mind, what is going on, and like somebody you mentioned, like their book, full of room journals, right? So there is no end to it, right? Because there is no end to the thoughts, in a way, right? So the thing I want to just bring it out is sometimes there is a lot of importance given to cleansing the mind, because that zero state is also about. But just want to share one thing which my one of the spiritual teachers shared is that why do you want to cleanse the mind? And I answered to him that so that you can see yourself. Like once the mirror is clear, you can see yourself as the real spiritual self. And then he said that if you know that your mind is a mirror, that's it. Like you don't have to worry about the mind now. You know what I'm trying to say? Um,
Mm. I lost the last two lines, just last two lines.
So-
Why do you have to clear after that?
So the question he asked was like, if you know that the mirror is something which is not clean, right? And it is not you, right? So why do you want to see yourself, right? I mean, even if you clean the mirror, you will see yourself clearly, but there is no need to see yourself clearly, because this is you who you are in a way. Because mirror keeps getting dirty and you keep cleaning, there is no end to it. The process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's talking about radical acceptance, I guess, like total acceptance, 100% acceptance of who you are.
Yeah.
And that would be an bliss life to live with, where I'm okay with what is.
Yeah.
All right, just wanted to connect and circle back to our core question. Our entire call has been wrapped around how can we create a bigger, larger, massive, or whatever impact being into this position. You all have been chosen to do something very different here. So a lot of things are emerging here. What else? What else? Rippler impact instead of massive impact. Yes.
One thing that I believe is like uh, we are helping our clients to achieve a lot of goals and all. But I think one thing that is the most important is something that as coaches we are learning now. For example, especially if you talk about this book, The Illusion of Money, in that whatever Kyle says, and it has really impacted me also a lot. Like you said, it has impacted you a lot. And one of the things that we are learning, I believe, is our relationship with ourselves.
Yeah.
There is nothing beyond that. And everything that is happening in our life, I mean the sadness or whatever it is, because somewhere we are depending on the external, right? So we are looking for that external validation always. Even when we say I'm not looking, actually I'm looking, right? So being aware about that. So I believe creating this awareness in the clients through our coaching journey, that is the way of creating massive impact. I truly believe that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes, we would like to hear from Bhavna.
Yes.
Actually, I've just entered into coaching field. I'm currently pursuing my ACC certification, which will be over by next month.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. How's your experience?
A lot of things actually. Now I'm in transforming myself, in the journey of transforming myself actually.
Yeah, beautiful. Welcome. Welcome who became a mountaineer, who never stops.
In fact, I was to say, when Aina says that I'm transforming myself, I said that that is the biggest assignment actually. That's a huge assignment.
Yeah,
And even after 3, 4, 5 years, like I don't think that we can say that, that assignment is over. I believe it's like we are continuously evolving.
Yeah. And guess what? This assignment, if you are onto this planet, you never got unpaid, or you are never got out of the job. You will be remain employed. It is recession proof life.
yeah. Actually, I'm doing 9 to 5 job, and
Yeah,
I want to shift it into full-time coaching.
sure. Welcome. Welcome to the world of coaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else from this conversation you would want to share?
I had a question actually. In between, you told that we are operating from ego, like I want this, I want to get there. So how to come out of that mindset? Like I want to get there, I want this. How to come out of that mindset?
Hmm. Anyone would want to try?
Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
Um, like I would say, you have to just drop the question, maybe, that is the easiest way.
I believe it's a realization, Bhavna. Even when we say that I want this and I want that, and then we say that I don't want to feel that way, I want this and I want that, I don't want to feel that way. I believe it doesn't really work that way. But somewhere maybe questioning, being more aware and questioning that why do I really want that at the first place? Right? So when you want anything that is external, like
Sorry.
clients or
While you're not speaking, can you put yourself in mute right now so that there is a lot of echo coming in,
yeah.
the feedback coming in. Yeah, and then once you want to say, the rest all can mute. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Sujna, go on.
Yeah, so I was saying that anything that you want, which is external to you, right? You want maybe success, you want clients, you want money and all. So, first of all, when this is coming, really asking yourself that why do I want this at the first place? And when I say that I want this at the first place, because it is always related to, because that will bring me acknowledgement, that will bring me lot of respect, that will bring me lot of love. So everything boils down to love, respect and acknowledgement only, right? So somewhere asking yourself that can I find that within myself, maybe I have it. So it does not actually start with that I have it. If we were so proud of it, then if we knew it so well at the first place, we would not have gotten to this problem. but it is like a process of self-discovery, asking or starting with that feeling that maybe I have it. And when you start connecting with yourself at a deeper level, you really feel that there are a lot of things that you already have. And for me, very honestly, already this journey had started. But what Kapil is talking about, the book that we are reading, that really helped a lot. That really helped me in asking a lot of questions. That do I really want this? For example, for me, the thing was always about maybe the numbers. बट व्हाट इज द नंबर्स ऑल अबाउट नंबर्स किस लिए अच्छा मैंने इतने लोगों को कोच किया अच्छा मैंने इतने लोगों को कोच किया फिर क्या होगा what will I really get a kind of acknowledgement for myself and then I can share with somebody that I have finished so many hours of coaching and I have finished so many done with so many clients but what does that bring to okay so if I focus on the real value that I can do anyways right that I can give by coaching just 5 clients also if I'm really focused on giving the value but I'm when I'm focused on the external validation okay I really want that more of these things so I think this happens slowly and it will happen to you once you start questioning it starts happening I believe.
So
Yeah,
maybe I'll
understood.
just take 30 seconds. Sorry, Bhavna, you were saying something. Okay, so I'll just take 30 seconds from a book which I'm reading recently. It's called Clarity.
uh,
And it is from author Jamie Smart. I think he's from that Michael Neal community. And I saw his training program for 10,000 pounds. And I thought, okay, let me start with the book first. And so he talked in the whole book. He's talking about a simple equation, which says clarity is equal to capacity minus contamination, right? And capacity means who you
can
are,
you
and
please repeat that I missed that Sachin what is that
clarity is equal to capacity minus contamination. And capacity is who you are, and you know what all you shared, Sujana, right? And contamination is your thoughts and everything which is contaminating it. And Yeah, I mean, I think we have been all discussing the same thing for last 60 minutes. So I thought, the simple equation is something I was able to relate to.
wonderful yeah
So, so notice we are also talking about clarity, which is also coming up by cleaning something.
Hmm.
It is also a form of state of zero, like a whiteboard,
Yeah.
which does not have any contamination. Who you are remains when all the text has been erased from your mind, all the bad memories have been erased from your mind, from your body. You remains that love. You remain that sunlight. Not that clouds. So you know your real potential. You realize that, oh, this is who I am.
So in a way, Bhavna, this is a shortcut to become MCC directly, so that you don't have to go through ACC, PCC, and all that. So
Yeah.
Will it be some money saving for her?
yeah, I think so.
So I would like to add my thoughts. Can you put this on mute, Bhavna, please? Yeah. So you asked a beautiful question. How do I really erase my ego? How do I really get rid of this? Right. And it's a very, very deep question. My first ask from you is ask yourself why I want this. And that is the most beautiful question. And if you don't get an answer, first try to get an answer before you even try to hope on and figure out, hey, these two, three guys are talking about zero state, removing ego, what the heck it is, right? Unless you really feel that from within that this is the journey I'm walking in, because it's a journey in itself and it's a commitment, it's a lifelong commitment. So it's more about unlearning what you have learned by this word. It's more about knowing the real truth of the life and not really living in the illusion, right? So a lot of contamination, as Sachin said, needs to be erased or cleaned, and there are different ways to that, and you will realize what are the ways. So one of the simple way, once you get an answer why, and that voice should be very strong, oh, this is why I want it. If that is the case, then You can start journaling and knowing what are this contaminated thinking, which is not making me think. And they might be coming from your past beliefs, your father might be doing, your mother might be doing, your sister, the teachers might have told something, and a lot of layering. So it's more about unlayering, the peeling off that onion, step by step, layer by layer, and you will be guided. You will be guided.
Yeah. Thank you.
Also want to hear, Kapil, from you about your
Yeah.
note which you mentioned on the WhatsApp, right? Like, how was your reflection time, the journey with Ho'oponopono, and like also a request, like if we can do some kind of Ho'oponopono group thing together. I think because I think I have read the book and all that. I still kind of in the morning sometimes remind myself to use those sentences. But I think living, like imbibing more of it, living more of it. I think anything would be helpful. I think.
Yeah, sure. You will very soon hear something. I'm
Yeah,
waiting for contamination to go with before I announce something.
yeah,
And there's a lot of contamination. There's a lot of thinking, analytical thinking. Oh, ye acha hai, wo acha hai, ye kharab hai, wo kharab hai. So, but to sum up, yes, that journey has been very, very exciting. And right now I'm into the mode of cleansing, and I'm having one vacation planned. So I think post vacation you will definitely hear something from me in October month about a group which I am thinking to start. um, Now coming to the original question of, I think I just had, Sujana is aware about that. I'll just say it in 2 3 lines that it was my first experience of staying alone for 24 hours. And I just picked up an apartment, service apartment in Bangalore, near 6 7 kilometers from my house, and I stayed there. And I went with my phone purposefully so that I get triggers. I get to see the Facebook thing, and it was on silent, but yeah, occasionally I was going and picking it up, but no books to contaminate further, and just my diary and some thought process from Janet Connor, her book, and to just really knowing what's in my head, what's in my body, what's bothering me, or like what's not making me realize my fullest potential. So got some clarity. I would not say a amazing huge clarity, because I think I was okay with that. I was okay with that, that this is also a gift, whatever I have got. And I was really happy with that state of being, that and those 12 hours, first 12 hours, I was not doing anything. I was just sitting on the bed. And yeah, जब 12 बजते थे तो या शाम का time तो okay, oh, this is the tea time, where's the tea, how will I arrange the tea? And then I'll go and figure out, oh, 12 o'clock, how can I eat the food? So that kind of a mindset where you are just finding your basics done, and not really wrapped up with your lavish royal life at home, which we are used to of and really figuring it out through this book and the idea. So I just slept multiple times in between. I dozed off. I was not doing anything. I was just sitting and chilling with myself, and let that connection happen if it has to happen. If it is not happening, I was okay with that. So that was my kind of an experience. And Sujana has suggested me that you can go to the park also, and I figured it out. Where's the park? I could not find. Then I end up exploring the market in the evening. I walked for a 1 hour of time with myself, and I also kind of asked, "Hey, do you serve a tea without sugar?" And guess what? First person said, "No, sir. This is not possible." I said, "Okay, fine," and I just walk off. And I noticed I'm stopping myself to ask another time with another person, knowing and with an assumption, oh, ye bhi nahi dega. And then I said, challenge myself, okay, let me just go on, ask, do you serve tea without the sugar? And he said, no, not possible. I said, fine. And then I gone 3 to 4 places, and everybody said no, not possible. And then I said, and by the time I think I was having that desire to eat, to drink the tea was vanished. I said, okay, I'm good then. So this is my small experiences. I just shared it. Yeah. You're on mute, dear.
Was it probably only for a day, or like you said you spent a couple of weeks?
Just for it. Just for it. It was a big commitment. It was a big commitment because I wanted to go slow. So let me try with 1 day and probably next time 2 days. Yeah.
So,
I believe
Yeah.
starting with 1 day is a good idea. Not to go for 2 or 3, but 1 day, the start should be that way.
Yes.
yeah.
And it was a long due, like 5 months. I got this idea and inspiration. I wanted to go there, but I was not taking any action. I said, okay, ठीक है, जब आएगा तो अपने आप ही हो जाएगा. And then 1 day came, and then I booked it immediately. Within few minutes, I booked it. I said, okay, lock it, date, done deal, finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, journey has been beautiful. I'm still on that, and I'm happy to share what is coming.
Yeah.
What I am learning on the way. And yes, life is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I think we have hit the mark. We have already passed. Beautiful conversation. I really loved it. Thank you for trusting yourself that you are here in this call. I believe it was more about not trusting me, it was more about trusting yourself. This is what I want, right? So that is why you guys are here, and rest of the people are not there. So thank you for being there, and it was an amazing, heartfelt, inspiring conversation for me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kapil. Thanks, Sachin and Bhavna. Bye.
And I'll see you hopefully in a few weeks or month again.
Where are you going for vacation?
Oh, I am going to Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
Oh wow! So we have one of the Rippler there, right? I think.
Where are you going to Andaman, Kapil?
Yes. Asma is there. Yes, Asma is there. And she has guided me a few things already. I've already reached out to her about a few things.
Sujana is asking you, where are you going in Andaman? So she's testing you. She's testing your general knowledge that you should not answer port player. That's what she's checking.
Yeah. So, 14th Havelock Neil finish. 7 days finish.
Wow,
Nice.
lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Right. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.